Hi everyone, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for March 12th through the 17th, maybe the 16th. So we have a full moon. It's depending on where you are coming in tonight, most definitely by tomorrow morning-ish. And we are in that Venus retrograde. So I wrote a little blog about what that energy means, but the March full moon is called the full worm moon, and it's because here in the northern hemisphere, the ground is softening up, the worms are starting to come out, the birds are migrating, and so now they have some fresh worms to eat. But also, I like to think of this March new full moon as us planting seeds. So our thoughts and our wishes, our desires, these are all seeds that we are planting, and we will reap that harvest come October during the full harvest moon. So you really want to think about what you want this year to what seeds you're planting, what it is that you would love to harvest by the end of the year. You'll get little sprouts here and there, little bits of magic as these seeds start to pop open and bloom. It'll be a continuous, month by month magic. But whenever we do have a full moon, we are releasing a lot of different things that no longer serve us, and we're always planting seeds. And it takes about 6 months for those to germinate and grow and then come into full blossom so that we can harvest it. And like what I said in my blog, a lot of times we don't even realize that it takes that long to manifest something, and you have to kind of hold that energy for what you want all during that time. Some people say, okay, you know what, I'm going to think about this one thing and cast it out to the universe and be done with it and wait for it to come, and if it comes, it comes. But also, too, our negative thoughts are also seeds that we plant. So if 6 months from now you're harvesting something that you say, I didn't ask for that, you may want to think back to this full worm moon and think about, what was your attitude, what were your feelings, what was the vibe and energy that you were putting out. So this week I'm using the Oracle deck. I'm not sure who it's from because my box is in another room. And I like to use a different deck every week. So the first card that we have is Change Your Perception. And it's really interesting because I was really thinking about this, and I do think about my perception on things a lot, especially when I disagree with someone else's beliefs. It's not that I'll get into an argument with them, but I always like to try and see if I can see both sides of the situation, if I could see both perspectives. Because just because you think that something's good, someone else may think it's unhealthy or evil, and vice versa. So it's always good to try and see both sides of it and, not judge somebody for their beliefs or not hate them for their beliefs. Just know it's a different way of looking at something. Just because I don't like the chocolate ice cream that you're eating and I would rather have vanilla doesn't negate the fact that chocolate isn't good or vanilla isn't good. Kind of like that. So that's what we have for Monday. Now, this was really interesting to me because last week I posted quite a few times about fox totem, and I was woke up at 3:33 in the morning a couple nights ago by our neighborhood fox outside of my bedroom window, and I looked out. At first, he was sitting in the middle of the street biting his own tail, which was really weird. But it got all of my dogs all riled up, and of course it woke me up. Then I was wide awake. And so I wanted to post on Thursday that we're still in the energy of fox totem, So go back and look at some of my posts, but I will, post more about him during the week. This is saying sit in silence. So, change your perspective, which leads us into do it in silence. You don't have to voice your opinion. You don't have to try and be right about your perspective. This is saying sit back and observe. Pay attention to everything you hear, see, and feel. Pay attention to the people that are around you in your life. Whenever I see Fox, not only is he a great teacher, but he's also the trickster. He comes in many forms. He's camouflaged. There could be somebody sitting in the wings who doesn't have your best interests at heart. And that's what I always think about when I pull the moon in a tarot reading, a traditional tarot reading. The moon is always about deception, and the light that gets shown upon situations always brings that deception to a final head of truth. So I'd be really careful about who you are telling your secrets to, who you are telling your plans to, because somebody doesn't have your best interests at heart. And I'll post more about the Fox during this week since we are still in that energy. So for about, say, Wednesday, Thursday, we have do not fear the unknown. I can't read because I don't have my glasses on, but do not fear the unknown. And what this is saying to me is a lot of times we allow our fears to hold us back from moving in a different direction or moving on a new path because we're not sure what it's going to bring us. Or somebody might say, hey, I walked down that path before and nothing good came of it. So don't pay attention to what other people are saying about a certain path or a certain direction that you want to be going in, because you can only know what it would be for yourself if you take that leap of faith. And then finally, for our Thursday card, we've had this come up before, and it's focus and then act. So this talks about where we're putting our focus, but we can't just sit back and wish for things that are going to happen or hope that something happens. Sometimes you do have to put a little bit of effort into things that you want to happen, but you got to put your focus on it. And the focus that I always feel is important is, where are you focusing? Okay, let me start over again. Always go with your feeling, your gut feeling, okay? And that's where you place your focus. My daughter and I had a conversation about that today, that if you have to really struggle with the decision that you're trying to make, you can't figure it out, you have to weigh out the good and the bad, then, it's probably not for you. Because if an opportunity comes up for you and you can jump with both feet wholeheartedly into that situation, then I say that's the one you got to go for. If you have to think too much about a situation, then I say it's a no. But you want to focus on how situations, opportunities, and people are making you feel. And focus only on the feeling, because the feeling is what your true guidance system is. So pay attention to that gut, because it will give you the answer to everything that you're looking for. You know what it feels like when something comes up for you and you just get so excited. You have that all over body feeling of greatness, and then you know that's a yes. If you have any ambivalent feelings, I can't talk today. What is it? If you have any ambivalent feelings about people, situations, opportunities, then I have to say it's a no. I say the nay no, my brother. And that's from a movie. I'm not sure what it is, but I love it and I say it a lot. Other than that, we don't really have much else going on. This is a very important full moon. Don't forget the Venus in retrograde is all about fate and destiny. new people, new opportunities coming into our lives. We have that energy going on not only through April when it will go direct, but that energy lingers probably through the end of May. And one of my friends who is an astrologer says that the energy will carry through my birthday, which is the first week of June. The stone that I have picked, could you guess? It's moonstone. This is black moonstone. And I always pick moonstone during a full moon because it helps us to see the deceptions that are going on around us. It shines the light. Even though this is a black moonstone, I paired this because of the fox that came up. The darker moonstone will help to see the darker side of what's going on around us. So that's all I have for you. I'm publishing this early. Be sure to check out either on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or Google+, the 5th card, which I don't pull until Fridays, and that'll be the surprise card for the week. And Monday through Friday, I go in depth with each of these cards on my social media accounts. I pair them each with a crystal, and I go a little bit more in depth, and I pair it up with the astrology for the day. So if you want to know more about these cards, all you have to do is look up Expressions of the Universe, either on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, and once a week you can find me here on YouTube. And don't forget about my blog at www.expressionsoftheuniverse.com. Peace out. Have a great weekend. Happy full moon. I wish you many, many blessings. Bye.